What's going on, traders? This is Brandon Blackwell here. Welcome to FX Sway Market. I'm going to be covering multiple potential setups coming into this week. A lot of these are just continuations from some of the impulse moves that happened to end last week. All right, so starting with the dollar index. All right, it's a lot going on surrounding the dollar fundamentally. Last week, some of the numbers, employment numbers, and things came out a little positive, a little better actually. So it caused the dollar to pump. Some optimism surrounding the dollar. You got the stimulus package that really can end up not being good for the dollar. But right now, they are correcting the dollar with some bullish pump. All right. So you see the dollar is in its big demand level. All right. You had a big move up. All right. Last time price was there, this was between January 2018 and April 2018 when it took off. All right. So price came right back down to the same level. The same level, found support with nice bullish price action. Bullish pin bars pulled up, retest. Now price is looking to potentially continue this bullish correction for the short term. So looking at this, seeing this on a daily now, I see price broke this structure, broke this resistance structure, right? So this could be looked at as a double bottom. It's not perfect, but this could be looked at as an extended double bottom. Not ideal, but technically with the double bottom, this would be considered the neckline. All right, when a break of that, that's showing you that we're going higher. So seeing that break of that structure, I'm still bullish on the dollar, all right, for this week. So seeing this, we can expect price to correct some, possibly just to this resistance and continue, or it can pull down a little lower, maybe to this previous resistance high before it broke through, and then continue. But overall, as long as price stay above this higher low, I could see dollar holding continue just to go to the upside. And that will go in line with the correlation for what I see on the major pairs, like starting with Euro USD. So if we look at Euro USD, let's look at the weekly first. All right, so looking at Euro USD, you can see price has been making a strong bearish correction. All right, looking to the left, over here, the left of my screen, see price had a nice, huge sell-off from the supply zone, big sellers. All right, this is like the bank's handprint. You know what I mean? This is them showing you their footprint, basically their footprint. If you look at this, price came up to the same structure point here, rejected, nice sell-off. All right, so if we zoom in, last week's candle closed bearish shooting star right here. Nice wick rejection. That was an indication for me to say, okay, bearish pressure is in. This is showing signs of selling pressure. Price kept rolling over. All right, so every Sunday, I like to see how that weekly candle closes. It's going to give me more of a bias of where we potentially going for the next overall long term, or for the next coming weeks, or for that week overall. So if we look at this, price still has nice bearish pressure on this weekly candle. All right, so if we go down to the daily, right, you see price broke this level of support, this structure right here, right? Typically, that's a sign that overall we're going to continue to go lower. Looking to the left, this was also a previous level of resistance where price sold off to this support range here. So overall, I would like to see price come back down to these support levels. But first, we can expect some type of correction before we just look to sell it. I wouldn't just sell it right here, all right? Because if we look at structure now, I'm on a 4-hour chart doing a top down. This was the high. All right, this was a lower high. But if you see price had an impulsive break, retest on my trend line, and continuation. That was textbook. That was beautiful. So now overall, I would like to see price correct. All right. So let price correct, and then I will look for potential continuation down. So we can't control how far they want to pull back, right? We can't control that. So all we can do is just take what the market gives us, because price could very much just retest this previous support right here and just keep rolling over. All right. If it does that, then overall on the smaller time frames, you would just expect price to continue to keep correcting on these pullback opportunities. Look to take it, continue it down. And I would like to see price come back down towards support levels anywhere between 1.650 and really 1.16. All right, between this range would be nice levels. So overall, though, I would like to see a deeper pullback. So something like this. We can also see price come back and retest this structure, right? Retest this structure and continue. That's a possibility. I will also take I will take my fib from this swing high to this swing low. All right, so really anywhere between the 50 and the 61.8% is ideal. Okay, the deeper the pullback, the better risk to reward we can get. So this is how I will look at this. I will take my counter trend line, and just let it correct. Now, if I want to keep breaking down, then you look for other opportunities for the continuation. But overall, if it opens up and it starts to correct, I don't look to enter trades on Sunday. So I let it correct, see how things are looking going into Monday evening, let it correct. And overall, once you start seeing that breakdown, you start to sell the breakdown of that bearish flag. All right. GBPJPY. GBPJPY is at an interesting level. Looking at the weekly chart, huge. It's been in a huge uptrend, but now look to the left. Huge selling pressure to the left. Every time price was up there, we had huge sell-offs. So we want to watch this level, right? It's roughly around the strong psychological level of 150. Seeing the daily slightly wicked above it, but then you see prices closing back below it. So I want to see how price hold here because this could be a potential double top. Right here, price had a nice rejection down, falling to around 11750, rejected back up. All right, now retesting this high again. Wick through it, spiked through it right here and closed back below it. So overall, I want to see if price want to hold here, if this want to be a potential double top. So you don't want to chase tops and bottoms. With experience, you could catch these highs. In my group, we were able to catch me and my students were able to catch about 50 pips on this last week, but it still pulled right back up. So I would like to see some type of breakdown. If I see a breakdown, then you can look to catch the pullbacks, all right, and continue it down, something like that. Or really, if you want to see that more confirmation that it's going to be even bigger move to the downside, if this is a double top, really to make it confirm, we would need to see price break this neckline structure of the double top. But also, this is a structure, a lower high structure and previous lower support structure. So if price come down here and have a sharp break of that level, right, then ideally I would like to see some type of pullback or even a retest of that and look to just continue it down towards 145, potentially lower to these levels. All right, almost to around 144. Okay, so overall, the long term, that's why I would like to see if this structure is broken. All right, but the first step is seeing it hold and break down here. That would be a good sign. So you can catch the pullbacks before it reaches this level. All right, or we can see if we want to break that level and just continue it. All right, so that's GJ potential. Now, if it breaks this level to the upside, then that's confirmed. This wick rejection is not a break. All right, but any break and close above that, I would change my bias or I would reevaluate to see what market is showing us. GBPUSD. So GU is another pound pair that has been having nice bullish pressure to the upside. But you can see, look to the left where price pulled at. Always look left to go right. Price came up basically roughly around this supply level in the past where it had huge sellers. All right. So a lot of these majors are in major supply levels and it's starting to basically play out or major levels of supply or demand. So you see here in the past, this is the weekly chart. Price gave you a bearish engulfing. Boom, nice sign the sellers are in. Kept going from there long term. So if we look at where price pulled up on a weekly, price gave us this bearish shooting star, nice wick rejection, showing signs of price exhaustion. The sellers are in. All right. If we go down to the daily chart, on the daily, you got a bearish engulfing or an evening star type reversal. Nice indication of sellers. Price kept selling off, and then price sold off to end the week. So strong dollar played a part in that as well. So this is what we'll look for. Let's go to the 4-hour. Now, price overall, typically what I wanted to see last week, because you see right here, this is a double top, M formation, double top. Made the double top, M formation, impulsive break of that structure level. So typically after that impulse, I would like to see price come back and retest this neckline for continuation. So I really wanted price to find support because basically it came back around roughly came back around this previous support level right here where price had bullish pressure before. So it found support and typically I would like to see price come back and retest and then just continue. All right. But it didn't do that. It pulled up a bit and then it rejected this resistance and then it sold off. So it sold off and it actually broke this structure support. All right, so typically in previous higher low structure. So typically that's a sign that price is going to continue down. All right, so I would like to see how price react this week, because you could see price just retest here. I was able to catch a quick sell to end the week on this retest, quick scout, but you usually like to see a retest and continuation. All right, but price could pull up a little higher. So I would say, let's see how price react. Now, if it opens this week and it just stays at this retest and continues, then I would say let's continue to catch these to sell the dips or the pullbacks, opportunities on those pullbacks, because this could pull all the way back. This could be a big sell-off back down towards 1.37 or lower, 1.37 or all the way down towards this support level of 1.357. All right. So this can be a good opportunity. Or price could correct. It could correct deeper. All right. But as long as it holds this structure level it made, roughly around 1.40 psychological level, overall, I'm still bearish. So you can see if price correct here, right? But then start to roll over. If it corrects there and starts to roll over, then you could look to just sell that down. All right. So this is on my watch list. We'll see how things develop. GBPNZD. So GBPNZD is also interesting right now at an interesting level. If we look at the weekly chart, overall, looking to the left, you see price been in the downtrend from these highs to this big wick rejection, right? Huge shooting star bearish pressure. And then price, this is like the higher price. Price formed this lower low within structure, pulled up, formed this lower high, made an equal low right here. But this was your lower high there, and this was your lower low. All right, so now what price is doing is pulling up. Let's go to the daily. It's pulling up to retest this previous structure that it broke. It was previous structure support when price broke out here and sold off. So it retested that structure. Last time it retested it, bearish engulfing, sold off here. Boom. So now price is retesting it again for a potential double top. So if I go down to the 4-hour, you see price came up to this level where it had potential, a last sell-off. It gave you a bearish engulfing on the 4-hour. So it's showing signs of bearish pressure. So this could potentially be giving you potential continuation sell setup. So I would look for something like this. Right now, price pull down is correcting or whatnot. So let's say, draw this in. So if price pulls back, let's say price pulls back a bit, and actually holds below this resistance, you could get a potential sell-off on a pullback, or you could wait for more of a sharp breakdown to this. You could wait for more of a sharp, let's say price pullback, but then it breaks this structure. All right. So I would say wait for, then you could sell the pullbacks. All right. And look to sell it down. It's GBPNZD. All we got to do, just sway with the market. Just take what the market gives us and just go in line with it. Gold. Almost wrapping this up. A couple more after this. So looking at gold was nice sales, nice selling pressure, similar to EU. EU and gold tends to move similar. So overall, overall gold was in an uptrend. Gold actually created the all-time high up here above 2000, right? Breaking this structure level. So of course, any of these sales, this sale is just corrective, right? But it's a lot of money that's made within that sale. So now looking where price pulled down to, it pulled down to this previous structure support where price had buyers. All right, so this is a key break or bounce area. So if I go down to the daily, right, look to the left, previous support, right? So this is a break or bounce scenario. So something like this, but price broke this previous structure support and kept going. So this is what I would look for on gold. This is perfect right here too. It broke down, retest, continuation. All right, that's what you'd like to see. So now price, could correct to the upside. So I would take this counter trend line here, or this trend line to the downside, right? And if price comes up and gives you an impulsive break above that, on the pullback, you could get continuation up. All right. But overall, if the dollar continues to pump, gold is probably just going to pull back to continue to drop. All right. So you got to keep that in mind. So really, gold could very much so, it could very much so just pull back right? It could correct to basically retest previous structural support. Or if I zoom out, if it retests this here, it's basically retesting this previous structural support right here. Also around over here, right? Around 1770, 70s, 1760 area, right? And if it does that and rejects, you could potentially get another rollover to the downside, all right? But if you know how to trade that, you know, that could be a potential buy, corrective buy to the upside too. All right, so it depends, because looking at this, if gold breaks this level of support, all right, if it breaks this level, we go to the daily, see it more clear. If we get a break of this level, all right, then on the pullbacks, we're going lower. We're going lower now, back down towards 15, anywhere between 1580, 1550 area is where the next stop, I believe, will be, is if we break this level. All right, so that's gold. But overall, looking at this, price could very much pull back to correct the support and then continue to roll over. And looking at all USD, I'll end it with this one. So all USD, um, uh, so looking at all USD, price also came to a nice supply level. All right, you see price pulled up here. All right, it pulled up here. Looking at the weekly, it retested this range of supply, because in the past, way over here, you had a bearish engulfing. The price had huge selling, created this downtrend. So looking at the last weekly candle, not this one, but this last one, look at this bearish shooting star type rejection, right? Nice wick rejection, strong bearish rejection. That's a sign that sellers are in control, and it's the weekly chart, so it holds more weight. So if I go down to the daily, all right, on the daily, when it came up here, it gave you a bearish engulfing. It kept dropping, sign of sellers, and then broke down. It broke down below this previous resistance structure, right? And then it came and tested it right here and kept dropping, right? That's what you like to see. So now, looking at like the 4-hour, all right, we can see price correct before continuing to the downside. But overall, my bias is still bearish here. All right, so similar to how price basically gave you this corrective, this is what you call like a bearish flag, this corrective flag, and continue down, I would look for the same type of move. All right, so I would say let price correct itself. It could possibly retest that structure level again. So let price correct itself. All right, and then look for the sells. Look to sell this breakdown. And then my next level of TP structure is these support levels to the left, really around anywhere between 1.76, right, or 1.57, around there. All right, 1.76 would be ideal. Let it pull up, pull back down towards support. All right, so those are the setups for the week. You know, if you're in a private group or if you're in the groups, I'll be sending out analysis. I'll be sending out updates. You know, any potential signals will go to the paid group. If you're in a free Telegram, you know, you'll be able to get you know, some of the analysis and everything we send out. All right. And if you're in the paid group, we'll be hopping on some sessions and everything. Be on the lookout for a live session on Tuesday, either London or New York. I'll let you know. And, you know, check out our site as well, fxswaymarket.com. You could check out if you want more hands-on help and mentorship with us. That's where you can reach us. That's where you can get access to our private Discord, our private community. All right. So let's catch some pips, and I hope that helped.